We had about 5 weeks where we were looking at topics, where we either participated in the discussion or watched people have a discussion about different stances on the same topic. We considered those perspectives from all over the world, and then we kind of formulated our own way of thinking and feeling about these topics, and then tried to communicate them the best that we could. So what did you guys learn, whether through participation or through observation of that?
We learned how to debate and support our arguments with evidence and listen to other people's opinions and stuff like that.
I learned to be able to argue on both sides of an argument.
So understand one side, but also articulate and direct your...
Yeah, even if I don't agree with that side, I've been able to argue for it.
Very good. So why do you think that's important?
Because you don't want to limit yourself, and it's best if you understand both sides of the argument.
We've learned how to value other people's viewpoints and how to clearly communicate our own viewpoint. And we learned ways to figure out how to support our information by looking at different viewpoints, like with all the articles we found.
We also learn how to participate with different people in groups, so you can get you can have the same perspective but have it in different points of views.
I thought the whole world was entitled to having human rights, but I learned different that some countries don't really have the same rights as us.
Teo, yes.
One small reaction around the world causes a great effect everywhere, such as that movie, that offensive movie.
Right.
One small cheap budget movie here offended pretty much everybody in Libya and countries such as that.
How were so many people able to see that movie?
I'm pretty sure it was published on the internet, and well, you publish anything on the internet, it's pretty much accessible towards everybody, right?
So how the world is connected to
Each other based on our media.
Empathy is to understand how they feel and actually be in their shoes.
So Kavan was one of the people that had the courage to get up in front of the class to talk to everyone.
Yeah, I felt nervous. I did. I was nervous. I didn't want to mess up the first time when we were going against each other. And I kind of just started laughing because when I get nervous, sometimes I laugh about stuff. Yeah. So I was trying to stay focused and pay attention and hear what he was saying and state what I had to say about it too.
The first time I actually was a presentation for something, and I was kind of nervous about that. And I really didn't know.
So you were nervous about it, eh?
Yeah.
Good.
I didn't really know how to talk. I got nervous. But
From the other people that have talked to you, was anybody else nervous? Especially about the cameras,
I still was nervous.
Still, yeah. Good. And what about the first time that you spoke in front of here? Were you nervous as well?
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. And how did you deal with it, or what did you?
I focused on what I was saying instead of what was happening.
You were another one of the people that were brave enough to get in front of the class. What was that experience like?
It was a little nerve-wracking, but
A little nerve-wracking, eh?
but once we got through it, it was an experience that I am glad I took. Courage only takes a second of time. Once you just have the courage to do one thing, you can look back and say, okay, well, I got up in front of everybody and I did that, so why can't I do this in the future? It just takes one split second.
Very good. So how did you feel after you got up and you did it?
Proud.
And you were able to actually speak on that topic, right? Yeah. So how was that experience?
Well, I gotta say, it was kind of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Why was it fun?
Just getting up there, expressing your opinion, just saying what you feel. I find that very amusing and enjoyable. Takes a lot of pressure off your chest, and maybe you can learn a few things about yourself as well as the people that you're talking to.
When I first got up, I wasn't necessarily nervous to speak in front of everybody. I don't have that much of a problem speaking to a large group of people, but it was about what I was going to say. I typed up my answer the night before, but I didn't have it memorized. I just had a couple ideas, so I was curious to what was going to come out when I started talking. So.
And I can't remember, did you read it the first time or no?
No, I didn't read it. I
You
just.
didn't read it, okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you look at the paper at any time after you put it down before your first time you did it? No.
And I didn't.
So what does that mean?
That means that I got more familiar with what I was trying to say and realized that I knew this information and got more confident with the fact that I'll be able to communicate it.
Having the chance to get up in front of everybody and say what we believe, and then having you help us, okay, well, let's rearrange that and do it again and just practice. But it's more than being opinionated, it's taking what we see and choosing what we believe and why we believe it, which helps us in being leaders and helps us decide who we are, because what we support is, we have a reason for that. So it really helps you understand what you really want to do, which helps us realize, okay, so what do I want to fight for? And if you know what you want to fight for, then once you finish getting all your questions together, you can go out and do it. So I think it's really helpful, because then we can make a difference. And
All right, so like the overall like way that we're learning with like the chairs and stuff, it's very it's like helps us learn better, and it's like very reminiscent of like what Mondokio is like all about, because Mondokio is all about like like you said, it's the world eye, and it's like all about how people from different areas like perceive one thing, or how their like perspective is on one thing, and it's like basically the same thing with all of us. We're all like around in this circle, and then one person will say something about a topic, and then another person might give it another perspective, and it's like very reminiscent of the whole like Mondokio world eye kind of deal.
Kind of looks like that trophy up there, doesn't that kind of reminiscent of our circle? And
Yeah.
how communication goes across the circle?
Yeah.
And the dots on the circle represent what?
People.
All right, okay.